Hey, what is up guys? Welcome to another episode of Blind with B. Today we are joined with Jordan, who you guys already know, my cousin, and also his fiance Brigitte. So everybody say hello to Brigitte. Brigitte also has a little project that she wants to share some information with you guys about, so take it away.
Thanks, Bailey. Hey guys, I'm super excited to tell you that I just started something called Pineapple Studios. It's a creative space that brings everything I learned in software, tech, and innovation, and it puts it in a format that we can use in our everyday lives to get more innovative in how we problem solve, how we design a life that's built around what we love, and how we can just create more impacts in the world. So that's over at Pineapple Studios, ATX. So feel free to check it out or follow us there if it's something that you're interested in.
Follow them on Instagram, I'll link that for you guys. Alright, so moving on to the wine portion. Today we'll be drinking Avalon. This is from Napa, I believe. Yep, it is. 2017. Let's pop her open, see how she tastes. Alright, everyone has their Harry Potter glasses today. So we got a Hufflepuff with us. We have a Gryffindor, we think, with us. We're pretty sure. We've all taken the quiz like 400 times. And then you guys already know that I am a Ravenclaw. Cheers. See how she tastes?
This is my favorite wine.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I got this at Total Wine, so I'll plug this for you guys so you can get it there. This is a really good one though, and it's really not that expensive. I think it's only like 14 bucks. Whatever my screenshot that I put on this video, you'll see how much it costs there. But this is a Cab Sav, and it's actually kind of a little bit more fruity than some of the other Cab Savs. It's still dry, but it's not as like bold and in your face with it.
It's a little acidic for me. I like my cabs to be a little bit smoother and I'd say richer. But this one's good. It's a little bit more tart. It's got kind of that hit.
Yeah.
It's a good anytime wine.
For the like spring, summer that's coming, if you like reds in the summer, which I think
we do. Alright, moving on to the movie review portion. So today we will be reviewing Netflix's original I Care a Lot. And I think that everybody here really liked this movie, but I won't speak for anybody. We'll just go down the scoring sheet and let's see how she ranks. All right, acting quality, you want to take it away?
Yeah, I'll give it an 8.7.
8.7?
For acting quality? Yeah, great movie.
I gave it a 10 out of 10. I think Rosamund Pike freaking killed it in this role. She did a really good job of playing like a villain-esque character.
Let's see, acting quality, I gave it a 9. I easily could have given it a 10. The only reason I didn't is because I remembered what you said once, I think about pizza, where a 10 means you could never get any better. Do I think that maybe out there people could have reached a 10? Sure, but this came so close to it with acting.
Fair.
Everyone was amazing.
That's a very fair point. Me and Jordan play this pizza game every time we go to a pizza restaurant, and if you give it a 10, that means you're ready to never eat another slice of pizza ever again, unless it's from that place and that exact pizza. So, fair point. I understand why you didn't give it a 10. Alright, plot development. I gave this a 9 out of 10. What'd you guys think?
9.3. It was really good. It wasn't slow at any time. Kind of kept you on your toes the entire movie. It was great.
Plot development, 9.5. So the plot development was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Because it just took you for this wild ride. For like the beginning, set the stage really well, but then you just get completely taken in because of the way the plot develops.
Yeah,
I loved it.
And the characters that they introduce, I think, really adds to it. Originality, take it away.
Okay, originality, I gave it an 8. I put it a little bit lower than say like the characters and the plot development because I feel like it kind of takes, like you mentioned, it felt kind of like the Goodfellas or something else that's a little bit focused on like greed and
Mob movies.
Yeah, that kind of vibe to it. But I will say it still felt really, really original in terms of how it was done. So I gave it an 8.
Yeah, super original. I thought like the story itself was really interesting. Yeah, 8.7 for me.
So I gave this one an 8.5 out of 10. The reason is because I've never seen a movie where a person tries to rob retired people, but I have seen a lot of mob movies and there's a whole mob aspect to this, so like that's why it's not like 100% original. Genre. This is a drama, but online it also says it's a comedy, and I just don't, do you guys think it was funny?
There were parts here and there scattered that had some
comedic relief, but yeah. Comedic relief doesn't make a movie a comedy, you know what I mean? Like, I think it was just a drama at the end of the day. I'm just gonna go ahead and make the executive decision to nix comedy off of there.
Okay with that.
Kind of thriller.
Yeah.
Hit or miss, I feel like on the count of 3, we should all say 1, 2, 3, hit.
Hit. What if I said miss?
Oh, what?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh
It's
my gosh. pretty high score for them. We'll see how we all match up to that. Would recommend. 10 out of 10, baby. Like, you want to watch this movie.
10 out of 10.
Yep, 1000%. Would recommend.
Yeah.
So good.
Which brings us all to overall scores, and I got a 9.37 average out of the 4.
9.125, baby.
Nice. I think mine's around 8.6. Did some mental math.
He winged it.
Yeah.
Jumping into casting, so Rosamund Pike, already mentioned it. She plays Marla. She won a Golden Globe for her performance in this movie. Fantastic, really killed it. She was in Gone Girl. I'm sure everyone's seen Gone Girl. She killed it in that role too. Eiza Gonzales plays her girlfriend or wife. Both. Partner, that's the right word to use. She plays Fran. I haven't seen any other movies that she was in. Have you seen Baby Driver?
I've not.
So Baby Driver is apparently a fantastic movie. 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but so I should probably go watch that movie as well.
Peter Dinklage played Roman. He was in, obviously, everybody knows, Game of Thrones, and of course...
He was in Elf! Christmas movie plug. Shameless.
He was great in Elf.
He was fantastic in Elf. Call me in Elf one more time! You must be a Southpaw elf.
He's an angry elf.
Peter plays Roman, who is like the mobster character in all of this, a Russian mobster character. Then we have Dianne Wiest, who plays Jennifer, and she was in some older movies like back from like the 80s, Hannah and Her Sisters. I think she won an Academy Award for that one. Basically, the movie is, without giving you guys any spoilers, Marla has this entire empire that Fran helps her with, where they just go in and like become the
guardians of older people.
Yeah, and so basically like she's like, oh, like Jordan, he can't take care of himself anymore. So she goes to the court and like becomes the legal guardian, and then like puts him in a home, and she has like cahoots with the people who own the retirement home, puts them in a home, sells their house, sells all their belongings, and pockets all the money. But then when she gets Jennifer and tries to become her legal guardian, little does she know that she has mobster ties, and the whole thing just takes off from there. Moving on to thoughts about the movie, I'll let you guys kind of take it away on this one.
Go ahead.
Right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good movie. It felt a lot like a movie called Good Time with Robert Pattinson. It's like one action just led to a series of things that were just catastrophic for each character, whether it was Roman or whether it was Marla. The music was awesome. There's a scene.
Oh yeah, the music was good in this. The soundtrack was great, yeah.
There's a scene where Marla is essentially about to drown, and there's a really good shot of her like trying to get to the surface, and I thought that was the best shot of the movie.
Oh yeah, that whole scene was insane. And not to spoil anything,
Yeah.
we're not gonna say anything else other than that.
Yeah, that part really stuck out because I think what I noticed with the movie is that the visuals and the cinematography were just so strong.
Yeah.
Like their use of color was
Right.
incredible. If you're into like color theory, the use of red for Marla, the use of like this more kind of structured and thriving blues and greens for
Roman.
Dianne Wiest.
Oh.
No, for Jennifer's
Oh,
character.
right, yeah.
But really just like some of the visuals were so stunning, but at the same time you could tell that they represented like someone's what's the word? I wrote it down. Oh yeah, like okay, so lots of the scenes were absolutely, they just had iconic imagery, like the scene you mentioned of her going through the water, but it also was incredible in terms of the messaging. Like it showed her determination,
Right.
it showed, you know, kind of that human triumph. Like it was really, really well done
Yep.
with that.
Playing off of like what you were saying about like the cinematography and like all of the colors and everything, I thought another thing that was like kind of plays into that was like her haircut. It was like just slick down and it like ended at her chin, and she looked like a boss bitch like the entire time. Like that's what her character was. She got what she wanted.
Right.
There's one scene in the movie too where she ends up talking to Jennifer's lawyer, and he's kind of like, they're both like smiling the entire time, and then they're like, he's like, well, if you don't do this, then, and then she's like, I literally don't care, I'm not doing what you're telling me to do. They both are like the kind of people who think that they're gonna get what they want to get, but they're competing with each other, and so they're both just like, you think.
Right. Very type A, and yeah, like you said, she's like very well, like perfectly put together, like not a hair strand out of place, and like she is just like the essence of type A person who always gets what they want, whether it's through force or whether they can finesse their way with their words. But yeah, she is a great leading character in this.
Well-deserved Golden Globe,
Yeah.
for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if she won some other awards for this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really
that's it.
powerful Slytherin vibes.
Yeah,
Very
Slytherins.
happy.
None of us
Yeah.
are Slytherins here.
Oh yeah, Yeah, and that reminds me of another thing I was thinking in terms of her, because her character was so strong.
Yeah.
And so I was worried, oh, this might have like the kind of Cruella de Vil effect, but of like kind of, Cruella de Vil came out in the 60s during women's lib, and so it was very much like vilifying this strong, career-driven, like opinionated woman.
Yeah.
And so I was worried, oh, they're showing her as like so ambitious, so strong. Are we just going to watch that type of person get vilified?
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't really see that happening. I think that it was way more complex and sophisticated than that, where it's way more about like human ambition, greed, how that personal greed can turn into corporate greed in America. Like, there's a lot of social layers to it.
Yeah.
And I think you have a good movie when you're like, it's hard to distinguish who the protagonist is, like
Versus the antagonist.
Yeah, exactly. So Marla, for example, is doing these like very ethically like gray area things.
Awful.
Shady.
It was
It was
awful.
real
Okay,
shady.
yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. All these awful things, but you like.
Everything.
Yeah. Right. But you're still rooting for her, even though like you're not sure. Like, is she actually the bad guy or is she the good guy? You don't. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did a really good job of like actually humanizing her also, and like giving her a lot of layers besides, just like this very stern person who's just in it for the money. I mean, that's what she was in it for, but she had a lot of layers to her.
I think a good layer was also like her relationship with Fran, her wife,
Right.
because like they were like super loving, would go to the ends of the earth for one another, and like that was kind of like the thing that brought her back to earth, when you're like, oh, you're not somebody who just wants to take my grandmother's money in her house and her diamonds, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she was a very loving, caring person.
Yeah. The last thing that I kind of want to end off on, and I can't really tell you anything other than this one statement, is that that ending, did not see it coming. Like, did not see it coming at all. I was like, oh my god! But that's all I can tell you, so you guys are gonna have to go watch to figure out what that ending is.
Yeah, same. I think like when the ending happened, Bridget and I just looked at each other and were like, oh my god. And they did a really good job of building it up for the last 2 minutes for like the final scene.
Really came full circle there at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too, because the beginning really set the stage.
Yeah.
But then the plot development is so good that you're just you're in it. Who's the antagonist? Who's the protagonist? Like, you're just along for the ride. And then in the end, I feel like it's like it comes full circle, and you're like, oh wow.
Yeah.
The message received.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also how they like brought characters in and out of the movie, like that full circle. It was great. Fantastic. Love it. 10 out of 10 would recommend. But anyways, guys, that is all I have for you this week. Thank you, Bridget and Jordan, for joining me. This was lots of fun.
Always.
I'm sure they will be returning on the show at some point.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Don't forget to go follow Pineapple Studios ATX on Instagram and revamp your entire life.
Change your life.
Change your life. So that's all I got. Everybody have